So really quick little video just to show you the finger positions for E7 and just remembering the A minor shape, because the songs we did this week covered E7 and A minor a fair bit. So as I was mentioning, these two fingers, we've said before, these need to move around together. If you remember the D7 shape, the easy D7 shape, these two fingers are on the top string and the third string. There was a chord E minor 7 where these two fingers are on the first string and the third string on the second fret. So that's my ring finger and my middle finger, that shape there. So that was an E minor 7. And for a G7 shape, it's those same two positions for G7, which we did to begin with. And we've got our first finger on the first fret, second string. So E minor 7, and that was G7. So G7 we're quite happy with. So for E7, if you think of it as making a G7 shape, but rather than putting our finger on the second string on the first fret, we're putting it on the top string, the fourth string on the first fret. So that's our sound for an E7. Okay, so the way I think this shape for these two fingers, I said before, it's really a good shape to get confident with. So when I'm moving to an E7 from, let's say I'm going from a C, I get my fingers into that shape, this shape that I use all the time, and I plant those two first. And rather than doing the G7 position here, I'm just remembering to put my finger on the top. So it's my anchor point for this is getting those two fingers down, that shape. Barely move my fingers from that shape if I can avoid it, because that's such a good shape to have. These two fingers just nearly touching, and all I really do is often just move my wrist around. So from there, for the bottom half of the G7, and rather than on the third string, it's on the top string. Remembering still that we want to keep our thumb behind if we can, so that we're kind of got our thumb is kind of level with our top finger here. Okay, and we're nice and arched fingers, not down flat, nice and high. Okay, so that's the E7 sound. And the songs we were doing, we're going from E minor to A7. So from E7, if I know I'm going to be going from E7 to A minor, what I do is I leave this finger on position 1, that's my anchor point, and I just lift these two fingers up. I move this one around, I leave this one up in the air. So I go from E7, and what I do is lift these up and twist my wrist forward a little bit, because then that kind of naturally moves me to the right position. So it's a tiny movement. E7, A minor, E7, A minor, E7,